Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Gopal and Guru Maharaj. Vijay Mataji, when are you ready, you can start, Mataji.
Oh, I'm sorry, Prabhu, I was on mute. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya. Naram Cheva Narotamam. Devim Swaraswatim Vyasam. Tato Muridaye. Nasta Preshu Abareshu. Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttamasloke. Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Today we are reading from Canto 3, Chapter 20, Conversation between Maitreya and Vidura, Text 27. My lord, you are the only one capable of ending the affliction of the distressed and inflicting agony on those who never resort to your feet. Text 28. The Lord, who can distinctly see the minds of others, perceived Brahma's distress and said to him, "Cast off this impure body of yours." Thus, commanded by the Lord, Brahma cast off his body. Text 29. The body, given up by Brahma, took the form of the evening twilight, when the day and night meet, a time which kindles passion. The Asuras, who are passionate by nature, dominated as they are by the element of Rajas, took it for a damsel, whose lotus feet resounded with the tinkling of anklets, whose eyes are wide with intoxication, and whose hips were covered by fine cloth, over which shone a girdle. Text 30. Her breasts projected upward because of their clinging to each other, and they were too contiguous to admit any intervening space. She had a shapely nose and beautiful teeth. A lovely smile played on her lips, and she cast a sportful glance at the Asuras. Text 31. Adorned with dark tresses, she hid herself, as it were, out of shyness. Upon seeing that girl, the Asuras were all infatuated with an appetite for sex. Text 32. The demons praised her. Oh, what a beauty! What rare self-control! What a budding youth! In the midst of us all, who are passionately longing for her, she is moving about like one absolutely free from passion. Text 33. Indulging in various speculations about the evening twilight, which appeared to them endowed with the form of a young woman, the wicked-minded Asuras treated her with respect and fondly spoke to her as follows. Text 34. Who are you, O pretty girl? Whose wife or daughter are you? And what can be the object of your appearing before us? Why do you tantalize us, unfortunate as we are, with the priceless commodity of your beauty? Text 35. Whosoever you may be, O beautiful girl, we are fortunate in being able to see you. While playing with a ball, you have agitated the minds of all onlookers. Text 36. O beautiful woman, when you strike the bouncing ball against the ground with your hand again and again, your lotus feet do not stay in one place. Oppressed by the weight of your full-grown breast, your waist becomes fatigued, and your clear vision grows dull, as it were. Pray, braid your comely hair. Text 37. The Suras, clouded in their understanding, took the evening twilight to be a beautiful woman, showing herself in her alluring form, and they seized her. Text 38. With a laugh full of deep significance, the worshipful Brahma then evolved by his own loveliness, which seemed to enjoy itself by itself, the host of Gandharvas and Apsaras. Text 39. After that, Brahma gave up that shining and beloved form of moonlight. Vishvavasu and other Gandharvas gladly took possession of it. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Sri Krishna Prabhu, whenever you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, I'm just joining. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Sikshashtamekam Purusha Puranam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradari Krupam Tamaham Prapaddi. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are seeing the conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. So in this chapter, Vidura is questioning on the creation by Lord Brahma. So here systematically the creation is being explained by Maitreya Rishi to Vidura here. So today we are seeing from verse number 27 onwards. So Lord Brahma, Lord Brahma, after a very long time of tapasya, then Lord Brahma starts creating the living entities. Now, and this particular chapter, in this particular, before this particular verse, he is basically creating several living entities, and then he started seeing that the living entities that he is creating is predominantly in the mode of passion and ignorance. So he is basically seeing this, and then the living entities that he is creating, they are actually approaching him and trying to attack him, and also they are trying to engage, trying to union with him in sex. So these are all very distressing for him. So he is very distressed, and now he is approaching the Lord for protection from these sinful demons. So Pahimam Paramatmam Ste. So he is basically Pahimam, please protect me, my Lord. Please protect me, So Paramatma, Parama Atman. So Lord is mentioned here as Parama Atman. So he is approaching the Lord. So and then he is saying, please protect me. These sinful demons who are created by me by your order. So he is saying, prasanena astrajam prajaha. So I created by your order, my Lord, but they are actually infuriated, and they are actually coming after me to attack me. So it's kind of he's basically begging the Lord that upon your order I started creating. Now what is this painful situation? Please protect me, my Lord. And he's also saying here that kleshadas tesam anashanna padam. So see here, so here this particular sentence Prabhupada elaborates that it indicates the Lord has two activities. One, he gives protection to the devotees who take shelter of his lotus feet, and then the second, he gives trouble to the asuras who are always inimical to the Lord and the devotees. So just like Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduspurtam dharma shamshapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. So here Brahmaji is basically asking for protection, and because he is a surrendered soul, he is also mentioning in this verse that please protect me. I am your, upon your order, I am actually creating all this. So now Brahmaji is approaching like that. And then Brahmaji is also saying that Lord can actually perceive the minds of everyone who are actually in distress. The Lord can who can see the minds of everyone. He also saw Lord Brahma's distress. What is causing Brahmaji's such a distress? Then Lord instructed him. So now you cast off this impure body of yours, and then the Brahma basically followed Vimuchoha. So Brahma basically he Vimumocha. So Vimumocha. So he basically cast off his body. So in this verse, there is one particular two words used. Viviktha Adhyatma Darshanaha. So here, this word Viviktha Adhyatma Darshanaha is one who can see the distress of another person. So in this world, very close friends, they, we kind of give this worldly example. A best friend understands the distress of a best friend. They try to help each other, but sometimes they also don't understand the distress of the. Who can understand the distress is the Lord Himself. That's what here it says, that Lord can understand. He is the best friend of everybody. He's Suhrud. He's called Suhrud. So, but he can understand what kind of distress each one of us is going through. And so here, similarly, he understands Brahma's distress. The reason is Lord is in the Hrudayam, is Sarvasya Chaham Hrudi Shannivishto. He is in the heart of every living entity. And because he is sitting, he remembers everything, even we don't remember also. What caused so-and-so situation, what caused him distress. Sometimes we forget our dreams, sometimes we forget our past, what we did last week. But Lord being in the heart, He remembers everything and He understands our distress very, very perfectly. So that's what Prabhupada mentions here. And another point here is, whenever one fully surrenders onto the Lord, then one can actually understand this particular factor, that the Lord is sitting in our heart and He is giving directions to come out of dangers and how to approach the Lord in devotional service. So this is also another important point, that the Lord is giving direction from the heart, but we are not able to understand because our consciousness is impure. So Prabhupada points out that one consciousness becomes pure when one fully surrenders unto the Lord. Then the Lord can give direction to get out all these dangers that are approaching us, and particularly how to progress in devotional service. That is also given by the Lord from the heart. So, and then here, so Brahmaji is casting off his body. So, Sridhar Swami is basically commenting that in his commentary, Sridhar Swami says that it is not the Brahmaji's body, but his subtle body of mind. So, the Brahmaji's mind right now, it is absorbed in this negative passionate thoughts. That's why he is creating these kind of living entities. Now, Sridhar Swami says that Brahmaji is changing, is transforming his his mind, giving up his mind and accepting a much more purer form of mind to create better living entities. So that's what here it is said. And Prabhupada also quotes about the Garbhadan Samskara, where that husband and wife, when they are actually coming together for begetting the child, that time their mental situation transforms to the child. Whatever is the mental situation, Brahmaji is also creating, and the husband and wife, they are also in a way they are also trying to create another living entity by mother giving the body and father giving the seed for that body, so this particular situation, the mental situation is very important here, it says. So in this connection, the parents should engage their minds in the lotus feet of Krishna in such a state when the child is born, the child naturally becomes a good devotees of the Lord, and there won't be any trouble from demoniac mentalities. So this is another very, very important point in the society that so in Bhagavad Gita also it says in the beginning of the second chapter, Varna Shankara. Varna Shankara means unwanted population or demoniac population. So these kind of demoniac population create havoc in the society. They don't actually help the society progress in terms of varnashrama dharma or in achieving the goal of life, but they create a lot of havoc in creating a lot of disturbances. So Prabhupada is pointing out a good solution for this is parents should beget children by having a good Krishna consciousness mindset. So now, after Brahmaji cast off his body, it takes the form of a evening twilight. So evening twilight is like, so when the day and night juncture happens, which actually here it says that Mada Vivala Lochanam. So Mada is like intoxicating. So Lochanam is the eyes. So it took the form of a damsel. So then the asuras who were being very passionate, they got attracted to this form of a twilight, which is in the form of a damsel. Kanchi Kalapa Vilashat. So here, it's actually beautifully ornamented with golden ornaments and shining. It has a Dukula Channa Rodasham, so very nice clothes and having beautiful hips. So all this is actually the demons are basically observing this form of a twilight and imagining to be a beautiful woman. So now Prabhupada points out that the early morning is the period for spiritual cultivation, and the beginning of the evening is a period for passion. So and then the demoniac people generally the evening is actually very enjoyable for them because the evening they kindles their passion. So, and here also the Asuras took the evening to be a beautiful woman, and they started to adore and adore her in very, very different, a lot of different ways. So they also imagined this twilight with the feet, ankle bells, and all different paraphernalia for their enjoyment. So here Prabhupada is pointing out. So the difference between the demons and demigods here is the demons get very easily attracted by the beautiful woman, but the demigods, they cannot be easily attracted, and they also can, the godly person like devotees, they cannot be easily attracted by this form of a beautiful woman. So the reason is the demigods or a godly person is full of knowledge, and a demoniac person is full of passion and ignorance. So the example here given is like a child. A child gets attracted to a beautiful doll. It's like a doll, a plaything, but similarly a demon who is less intelligent, he gets attracted by external beauty. So external beauty and appetite for sex. So Shankaracharya also in this context, he Prabhupada quotes Shankaracharya's verse here. So he quotes Nari Stanabhara Nabidesham Drustva Maga Moha Vesham. So Moga Vesham is like this body which is made of blood and flesh, is like a moga mohavesham etan mama shavashadi vikaram manasi vichintaya varam. He says, remember this again, this beautiful form that is made of blood and flesh, fat. It is, you are getting delusioned by this passion for lust by seeing a woman's navel and chest. And then he says that do not fail to remember this again and again. So Prabhupada quotes this in the purport that Shankaracharya also mentions this. And Prabhupada mentions that the real beauty, what is real beauty then? If this beauty is not real, then what is the real beauty? So real beauty is beauty in Krishna spiritual life. The real beauty is Krishna and Radha. So one who can be attracted by beauty of Radha and Krishna, they actually cannot be attracted by the false beauty of this material world. So here contrast between a devotee and a demon. What kind of attraction, temptations the demoniac people have. It is all, Prabhupada points out, this is just a play doll, like a child is playing a play doll. It is like a play doll. So now real attraction for Radha and Krishna is the real, reality when it's in contrast to this illusion. So that's Prabhupada is pointing out here. So now the mentality of demoniac people is to work very hard day and night. So here again it says that the external material world, the false beauty, is so much attractive that to enjoy that false beauty, the material world, the people work very hard day and night. And their purpose of hard work is to enjoy this material beauty, enjoy this opposite sex, And sometimes they call themselves a karma yogis. Many times people work very hard and they say that I'm doing karma yoga. So, but the real yoga means to connect with the Supreme Lord. So karma yogi is one who works very hard, but he gives that results to Krishna, and that sort of work can be called as karma yoga, and that person can be called as karma yogi. So Prabhupada also says, no matter what occupation, it could be any occupation, a Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, any occupation. Brahmana is of course directly involved in worshipping the Lord. But in any occupation, if the person is offering the result of that work to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then such a person is called Karma Yogi. So here again, the contrasting situation here is that the asuras, the demons, are attracted to the beautiful form of this Lord, and Prabhupada is pointing out the the material world, how this situation is happening, and how people are actually getting enamored by the external beauty of this material world, and they're working very hard day and night to satisfy this, this passion. So that is the contrasting thing that Prabhupada is pointing out. And also another thing here is we can see that the demons are imagining that they are seeing this beautiful girl is playing with a ball. So now in this material world is also there are many performances that happens to display the beauty of a woman in the sports, in music, in cinema industry. All this enamoration, all this display is to attract this passionate minds, so that the people they kindle this passionate mind and they try to take advantage of such situation. So now this whole thing is happening in the material world. So many advertisements and so many movies. Basically, they try to keep this the passion, this mind which is getting attracted to the passionate woman or men, that is actually being centered. So that point Prabhupada's making that the whole public, they are getting cheated. So therefore, this whole situation between cheaters and those who are getting cheated, this situation is happening in the material world. But on the other side, the yogis who are actually the enjoyers of the world, there are many sadhus and many yogis and many devotees in the world who are actually taking the real enjoyment, and they wants to they as opposed to enjoying the life with the gross senses, they are trying to enjoy this world with a real enjoyment. So what is real enjoyment is like, again, Rishabdev Maharaj says that Nayam deho dehabajam naraloke kastanu kaman arhati with bujam ye tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam suddeyat yashmat brahma saukyam tu anantam. So here, so Rishabdev Maharaj says that don't work very hard day and night and then like animals, but try to achieve this Brahma Saukyam to Anantam, like unlimited happiness, that can continue forever. So that kind of a happiness you can actually achieve by divine austerity for the purpose of achieving the devotional service. So again, when one attains this pure heart and this position, then he achieves the Brahma Saukyam, like unlimited spiritual bliss. So that kind of a happiness here, Prabhupada wants us to come to that state of consciousness, that state of mindset, so that this external beauty in this material world, which is basically for sex enjoyment, he wants to completely basically reject this gross sense enjoyment and come to the spiritual enjoyment, spiritual bliss. So that is the whole contrasting picture in this purports that Prabhupada is pointing out. And the demons again, they they take so much effort in praising the external beauty and then features of the external beauty. So all that is to kindle the minds of the minds and passion. So on the other side here, now this the scriptures and the sadhus and they are all advising us to stay away from this alluring features of this material world, so that we can focus on this engaging our senses in the service of the Lord. And the best way to engage the senses in the service of the Lord is to chant the holy name of the Lord by vibrating Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So in this chapter, again, the verse number 39, so Brahmaji, basically he laughs with a deep significance. So he says, Prahashya Bhava Gambiram. So it's like his very deep voice, he's laughing. And then he evolved by his own loveliness. He then creates Gandharvas and Apsaras. So the contrasting picture is now his mind has been like, according to Sridhar Swami, he has evolved. His mind is as a pure consciousness. He is again creating living entities. Now the Gandharvas and Apsaras, the Apsaras also beautiful women. The difference is they are engaged in the service of the Lord by singing the glories of the Lord and dancing for the purpose of glorifying the Lord. So the demigods, Gandharvas and Apsaras, in contrast to the beautiful women seen by Asuras, they are engaged in the Kirtana of the Lord. So that is the difference here. Prabhupada is pointing out for the spiritual enjoyment. So Hare Krishna, that concludes today's verse. Yeah, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripasindhubhyo cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.